my name is Lacey Scott, and this is my strategy packet, my 3 strategies for SPED 3301, Section 2 with Renee Kwiatek. My 3 static strategies that I chose, one is the cue card strategy, my second is the story mapping strategy, and my third is story innovation. And these will all be used with a 5th grade student named Lacey, and she has trouble with her writing skills when it comes to fluency, vocabulary, and just organizing and developing her ideas into a narrative or a story or just a basic essay. So this is Lacey, and she's the 5th grade student. And the first strategy I'm going to talk about is the cue card strategy. So I'm going to show y'all how to use this strategy. It's pretty easy to teach the student. So here's the example. Okay, Lacey, we're going to work on an essay, just a basic essay. And I know that sometimes we have some difficulty with the process and just developing your ideas. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this cue card, and I've written it out for you. You're just going to keep it with you just keep it next to you whenever you're writing an essay for class. So it'll just tell you the basic steps in the process of how to organize your thoughts. So it'll have the instruction, the body with the 3 paragraphs, and the conclusion. So you can just keep this with you. That way you have something to look back on and make sure you're on the right track. So we'll have you use this whenever you're writing, and then later we can also use this for different subjects that you might have trouble with, remembering things such as math and things that you have to do in order. So we can help you to develop your own cue card for other things. Okay, so that was the cue card strategy. And now we're going to go on to the story mapping strategy, which is one of my favorite ones that I researched. So the story mapping strategy is basically, I have an example of it. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but it's also on my handout that I put out there for you guys. This is basically for students who have trouble organizing their ideas whenever they're supposed to write a narrative, as far as they have all these ideas in their head, but they can't get them all out onto their paper in an organized fashion to where when others read them, they really can understand what they're trying to say. So, once again, we'll have our example using our 5th grade student, Lacey. So, Lacey, we're going to have you write a narrative today, and I know you have a lot of great ideas, a lot of creativity in your head, so we're going to use this to help you organize those. So what this is just it's a map. It's called a story map, and it has each thing, and you're just going to start at the beginning and write all your way down. So this is actually before you write your narrative. So like right here, this bubble says main characters, so you can develop any of the characters you want, whatever you want them to be. And then the next bubble is going to be the setting, so you'll write where you want your story to take place, if it's in multiple places or just one. The problem in the story, every story has some kind of problem or trouble, you'll write that. One story event, you can have, this one has only 2 options for 2 different story events, but you can have as many as you'd like, we can add. And then how the problem is solved and the ending. So basically if you just put an idea on each of these, it'll be a lot easier whenever you're writing your narrative. You can keep this next to you, and then you can write by using this in a more organized fashion. It'll be a little less stressful for you. So we'll use this whenever you do your narratives. So that was the story mapping strategy. Now we'll go on to the story innovation strategy. This one's a little different. I did some research on it, and it said that it used to be used a lot and that it's not used as much as it should be anymore. I think it's a great idea. It's great to use with students who have trouble with fluency in their writing, as well as varying up their vocabulary throughout their writing to make it more enriching, more engaging for other people to read. So, once again, we'll do the same thing with Lacey, our 5th grade student. So, Lacey, we're going to be trying something new today. I picked a story that you like to read and that we read a lot in class, and I just picked a part of it, maybe just a couple pages of it, and then we're going to translate it into something different. It's called innovating it. And this strategy is called the story innovation strategy. So basically you can see for each of these that we did, for example, this one says, Early one morning on a fine spring day, Bear Cub went out in the woods to play. If you remember that from the story that we read. And then we're going to innovate it together the first time. And we'll say, early one morning on a fine spring day, an anteater went out in the rainforest to play. So we traded out anteater for Bear Cub and rainforest for in the woods to play. So what we're doing is we're just changing out a few of the vocabulary words and changing it to, it's the same storyline, we're just changing a few of the vocabulary words to make it a different story. So this is going to help broaden our vocabulary, so whenever you write more narratives and stories and essays, you'll be able to bring your creativity out a little more and show what you're trying to say in a more enriching way for others to read. So for this next one, we're going to do the same thing, and then after we're done with this, I'm going to give you your own, and you're going to try it on your own. Okay? So we can use this, and this will help you with your vocabulary and your fluency in writing. Okay, so once again, those were my 3 strategies in order to help a student with a disability in the mainstream classroom develop on writing skills and fluency and vocabulary, and better organize and structure their thoughts. So thank you. My name is Lacey Scott once again, and this is my strategy packet.